A battle is brewing between farmers and UFW, the biggest labor union in the country for farmers. There's a major independent movement happening right now in the Central Valley. Pick Justice believes farm workers should have the right to vote on which union they want to be represented by or whether they would like to form their own union. They say UFW is worthless and its leaders abuse the legacy of Cesar Chavez. Joining me now is the spokesperson for Pick Justice, Jesse Rojas. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you for having me.
You know, why wouldn't farm workers want to be part of UFW here? It's the largest labor union for farm workers in the country.
That's a long list. We'll need like 5 hours to explain why they wouldn't want to be part of it. But I do want to correct that. The UFW as it stands today, they only represent 1% of farm workers instead of California. So I wouldn't say they're the largest farm worker union out there to represent them.
Not to represent them, but in the country, just a union per se. Is that not correct?
They're pretty much the only union, but they only represent 1% of farm workers. In fact, they've lost over 90% of their members over the years.
So how many farm workers here in the Valley are really joining your movement here?
Well, it started the movement back in 2014 when local tree fruit grower, Garawan Farms, the employees were appalled by the fact that the UFW came back after 20 years demanding 3% of their wages or else they'll be fired. You know, that was thousands of farm workers. But then from there, it's grown into, through social media, through other workers, for example, in the coast, in Monterey, where they've been abused by the UFW for years under a contract. Now we've even started visiting dairy workers in the state of Washington. So it has grown into a huge movement of thousands of workers from different sites.
Yeah, it's definitely gone national. Okay, so what's the biggest problem right now? What's the biggest fight on your hands?
Right now, at this point, what we're doing with Pick Justice Action is we're holding elected officials accountable. You know, the fight for the Garawan workers lasted over 5 years in the courts, in demonstrations. Eventually, justice persevered. They were able to get their votes counted in a 6-1 result where they didn't want the UFW. But now we're going back to individuals such as Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez Fletcher from San Diego, who has been rising in the national stage as a quote-unquote pro-worker legislator, but the reality is that she has actually advocated and passed legislation that hurts workers, not just farm workers, but workers in general in the state. The most recent one is AB 5 with the independent contracting bill.
So I know you were talking about AB 5, and that's really, they say, could really change the outlook of the gig economy. When you talk to farm workers, though, a lot of them don't have a legal pathway to citizenship as a farm worker. The Modernization Act, in which Congressman Costa and Congressman TJ Cox are a part of, it's something that was introduced nationally. Is that something you guys are looking at?
I am. In fact, I just had some meetings with individuals in the industry this week to discuss this. There's actually a couple of concerns I have with the bill, with the actual details of the language. I think as is today, it's really good. I've always supported immigration bills. I'm an immigrant myself. In fact, I just became a citizen 3 months ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So when they attack me for my views, my political opinions, where I stand, I mean, I have to look at the realities in the last 5 to 6 years. Which legislators have actually stood up for farm workers? It's not my fault that only one party, for the most part, has stood for them. But at this point, we want to send a strong message that farm workers will not stand for all words and no action. At the end of the day, what matters most is the consequences of these pieces of legislation. To us, at Pick Justice, the reason why we're exposing the track record for Lorena Gonzalez Fletcher, it started last year when your local Assemblyman Jim Patterson introduced 3 bills to help farm workers.
So what's the end result of this? Are we going to see something where you guys are going to push something on the 2020 ballot within the state? What can be done to actually get what farm workers that you say want, which is really to de-unionize?
Well, I think at this point, there's not much to de-unionize from the UFW, considering they have very few contracts. I think at this point is educating them and putting information that they haven't been getting for decades, which is what the true record and what the actions of the UFW are. It's really a big irony, a big what they're doing, you know, it's completely the opposite. Same with the legislators. You know, they're really getting all this power and money from big union bosses. But if we go back to the history of unions in this country, they originally were started by workers and they were ran with leaders that are workers. That's not the case today. These are people who are making 6 figures a year off the back of hardworking workers.
You talked about Jim Patterson. Are there other national congressmen? I mean, is Costa, Cox, Valadeo, a former congressman, Devin Nunes, who is was a farmer here in Fresno, now is a farm in Iowa. But are these congressmen, are they a part of what you're trying to get across?
We've received a lot of support from them, but I think the issue for Pick Justice specifically and this workers and agriculture is really a state issue. It's not really a federal issue. Our biggest pushback has been by state legislators.
But their voices could help you.
Absolutely, and you know what? I wish they would do more. I wish they would come out more and not be afraid of this union who really doesn't have any members, but the only power and control they have is over the Sacramento politicians.
Okay.
They're not relevant.
We'll see how it plays out. Jesse Rojas, we appreciate your time.
Thank you for having
so
me.
much.